quite sure they will say so.
All right, today I'm gonna be giving you guys my 5,000 mile review on my Porsche GT3. I was able to drive 5,000 miles in 4 months for many different reasons. We're gonna break all that down. So basically, if you're thinking about getting a supercar and you love the GT3s, but you're just on the fence, you don't know if you want a GT3, you don't know if you want an Audi, you don't know if you want a freaking Lambo or something like that, I'm gonna go over everything I love and hate about this car to push you one way or the other. I absolutely love this car. I think it's probably there's no other car that could have made me happier. Like, I actually made the right choice on this car. I've been obsessed with this car for so freaking long. So to get it and absolutely love everything about it is absolutely insane. I literally drive this thing every single day unless there's like this freaking crazy rainstorm or something like that. Sundays are like the only day that I really don't do a lot of driving. I'm just chilling. But long story short, I daily drive this thing. Also, if you've got a GT3 or any type of Porsche that you're not daily driving, what are you doing? This thing is meant to be driven. These things are absolutely insane and they're just meant to be driven. You can drive them hard. Porsche has made an absolute perfect vehicle. I love everything about it. And yeah, let's get into the video. The fact of the matter is if you don't go to a ghetto gas station, you're not getting the best deals. It doesn't matter what you drive. You still want to save money where you can. Why not get 20, 30, 40 cents less a gallon just to go to a ghetto gas station? It's a W. So I'm gonna go over some things that I like, some things that I don't like after being with the car for 5,000 miles. Let me tell you, the list of don't like is so small and just very, very picky. There's really not many things that I could find. I'm sure my wife could find some more. She's just a hater on the front line, but I drive this car every day and I absolutely love it every day. I get super excited to drive it every single day. So I was able to get 5,000 miles in 4 months. A big part of that was because I picked the car up in California and then drove it home. That was like 2,300 miles, like right off the back. I mean, within 3 days of owning the car, I put in 2,300 miles. What I loved about that is I got to learn so much about the car. Now, I was still very, very afraid of it. And I think it's good to keep some fear in there so you don't kill yourself, but because these cars are freaking fast. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They're small rockets. And I know there's cars out there that are faster, SVJ, probably a lot of supercars that are much faster. This thing is freaking amazing to me. So there's very few things that like live up to what you expect. So like for a long time, I've wanted this car. For 5 years, I worked towards getting it. And then once I got it, I was like, oh my God, this meets everything I ever thought it was gonna be and more. So like if this is your dream car, I promise you, you're gonna absolutely freaking love it. That's all I could think of. I mean, you know, a lot of people want a Turbo S because it rides a little bit better. I'm sure it does. The GT3, you know, if I was gonna put that in my list of negatives, it doesn't bother me. It's not a negative for me, but it is, I mean, it rides rougher because it's supposed to. I mean, really, like realistically, you could take this thing on the track, you can daily drive it. Porsche is very good at having the most like reliable of the supercars, you know, especially people with McLarens and Lambos and stuff. They know that, you know, that's just not their home run. They're not gonna, McLaren's probably gonna be dead in the garage 3 times out of the year or more. You know, Lambo's gonna need a new battery. It just is what it is. Porsches, they're known for being great quality, not many issues. Now, if you do daily drive the car, 100% before the next oil change, you will have to add oil at some point. That's just part of having a GT car. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you're in a race car. I mean, you have to add some oil. But the good thing is the oil change is only every 10,000 miles. So, you know, between that 10,000 miles, 1 or 2 times, if you're daily driving it like I am every freaking day, you're gonna have to add in a little oil. Now, if we go ahead and get straight into the list of positives, I'm not gonna be able to list them all. First and foremost, I love driving it every day. Love it, absolutely love it. I love the way it handles. I love the way, everything about it. I don't even mind sitting in traffic in it because it's such a good car. Absolutely love it. I am super, super glad I went with the comfort seats. They are absolutely comfortable. Now, I have never sat in the actual carbon buckets, so I really can't say much on those, but I am super happy with these. Like, even the road trip home, very comfortable. I'm 6'2", 230 pounds, so for me to be able to, I fit very well in here. I actually could scoot the seat back a little bit more if I wanted to. I don't need to. It hugs me perfect. It's very, very perfect. The throttle response is freaking nuts. And let's not even get started on the looks. I mean, you guys seen from the montage. To me, this is the exact spec I wanted down to the T. I did buy this used, I didn't build it, but it's exactly what I wanted. I love everything about the car. I could go into a million things about everything I love. You guys are gonna wanna hear the negatives more than anything. That's just how the society works. So we can get into some of the negatives. Even though I've put 5,000 miles on this car, I have yet to take it to the track. Now, it is something that I do plan to do eventually, but it's not like my sole focus. I didn't buy this car to like track every single weekend. And that's one reason that one of my negatives would be the Michelin Cup 2s, simply just because they are super sticky, which is great for the track, but daily driving, I get every little tiny rock thrown up. And it just, like you can hear it when I drive over some areas where there's a bunch of tiny rocks, and it gets stuck in like the fenders and sometimes in the front lights. Very, very annoying. But like I said, when I'm going through these negative things that I'm saying, I'm like having to force myself to find things. Like there's so few negatives that I'm just like trying to basically come up with stuff. And so obviously I probably go with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4s next. But I don't, the reason I'm not like rushing to buy tires is because I do want to change wheels eventually. So that's going to happen in the future for sure, just not right this second. So that's probably like just a random negative in there. So I walk in at this random hotel to get a Red Bull because I needed energy. And I don't know, they were just, I guess they were expecting me to get a room. I was like, yeah, I'm just here to see if you got Red Bulls. And they just like, everybody paused and just looked at me. So, but I got a Red Bull. I got fricked on it. I paid double. Maybe not my smartest decision. Saved on gas, paid double for Red Bull. Frick it. All right, so carrying into more of the negatives because people love negativity. Getting in and out of it. I'm a big dude. Let me tell you, this thing, you're sitting on the floor. You know, that's what you plan to do. And again, just grabbing at straws here, but getting in and out of this thing, especially like, imagine, okay, you go, I drive this thing to the gym every single morning. You get in the gym, you freaking crush legs. Falling in, not that bad. I just free fall. It's kind of almost a dive at this point. You just turn around and you just pray and you just, whew, and then let the cards land where they may. Getting back out is one step away from a 911 call and having the fire department there to help me out sometimes. It is very tough, but I refuse to like not drive it because I want to be a P. Like, if you know what I mean. So no matter what, we do that. Now, speaking of the gym, okay, if you're a gym goer, you got your blender bottle, you got your pre-workout. These are just facts. The cup holder is just a little bit too small. If we could get the cup holder a little bit bigger, that would definitely help. I think it would make a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, because cup holders matter too. And as far as negative things go, I think we've covered everything. Like, I think we found 3 negative things. Everything else is on the good side. I really can't even seriously think of another. I'm really digging here. Don't think there's another negative thing. Now, whether you're a butt guy or not, you've got to look at this thing and go, dang, you know, she thick. That's a booty. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the reasons that kept me away from the touring was because I actually do love the wing. Just love the way this wing is set up. I love everything about it. I love the ducktail. Honestly, the GT3s look so good. Even if you take the wing off with the ducktail, I don't know why they didn't put on the touring at least the ducktail. But I guess because they have the, I know the reason. It's because they have the flap that like lifts up once you hit a certain miles per hour. But either way, long story short, the back side, the butt of this car is very beautiful. It's fun to look at. So one thing that never gets old, as I was telling you guys, is the sound and just the daily driving of this car. We just happened to run into a tunnel to where I can kind of give you guys a little glimpse of what I'm talking about here. Yeah, that'll do it. This might only be me, but I doubt it. So one thing I did have to get used to, I've driven trucks for the past probably 4 or 5 years, maybe even more than that. So I wasn't used to being in a lowered car, so I had to get used to pulling in places. You scrub the front bumper just a little bit coming into some of these hilly places. Like I had to learn to get completely sideways. Thank God when I bought the car, they had already ordered me another one, so that's sitting in my garage. I'm just kind of waiting to put that on in the future. Like once I'm 100% used to it and I know I'm not gonna scrape it. I hadn't scraped it in a while, but I'm just saying, you know, it's one of those things like you definitely gotta get used to. Like over the past 5,000 miles, there's so many freaking things that I've learned with this car, and just really have grown to love it more and more each day. Like I get asked all the time, it's like, oh yeah, you still loving that car? And I'm like, absolutely. Like there's nothing to not love about it. I have to, you know, basically find things to make up for negatives because I'm so positive about it. I love so much about it, the way it's set up and everything else. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you got what you wanted out of it, whether you're buying a car or you just like GT3s. I hope this filled you with everything that you love. We are going to get into the verse of the day. I read a verse of the day at the end of every single one of my YouTube videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. All right, today's verse of the day comes from James 1, 2, and 3. Consider in pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you. I'll see you on the next video. Hit the subscribe button. Bye.